Yo, it's real guys, real talk. Let's go.
Welcome to the show, guys. We're back
Welcome back, everyone.
without Joe.
He's still gone.
He's working.
He's hanging out, doing some fun
He's got
things.
some expensive, quick things he needed to do. So
many legs.
So many. Yeah, I was
So
like, what does that even mean? And now, I get it now.
All right. Well,
He better do a triathlon with all those legs, a marathon.
So this is serious.
Dude, that's
serious.
That's one of the things I talked about on the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you guys seen this? It was a month ago I was seeing that, maybe a month and a half ago, and I was like, there's no way they're calling to kill the white Africans. That is insanity.
It is
like,
kill the farmers, kill the
Boers,
the settlers, so
yeah, dude, break that down, the Dutch thing, because I think you say it better than I would.
yeah, it's pretty intense. So
it's
what
crazy,
we're talking
man.
about in South Africa.
Let me interrupt you for just a second. Is that cool? So, like, President Trump ambushed the president of South Africa and all his people inside the Oval Office with a video that is showing that what they're being accused of and saying is not happening is actually happening, which is the genocide of white South African farmers. Take the lead.
Yeah, so yes, it's very intense.
Yeah.
I've known about this for a few years now, honestly.
Yeah, they've had a lot of problems, man.
A lot of problems, and it's only getting worse with new laws being passed, which we'll talk about in a second as well, that basically allows anyone in that area, that government, to take land, reclaim the land without giving anything and give it to someone else.
Correct. Because
mostly in South Africa, over 70% of farmland is owned by white farmers. Mm-hmm. That only makes up 7.3%.
They were originally the
population.
Dutch settlers. There's some weird stuff, right? With
so
I don't know what was, anything to do with slavery or any of that.
Oh, no, none of that. No,
I'm not sure that any of that actually applies to that.
No. The Boer or the Boers are descendants of Dutch, Germany, and other areas.
Germanic stuff, yeah.
Yep. Are settlers who arrived in South Africa during the 17th and 18th centuries. The term Boer meaning farmer in Dutch.
Okay. So, and that's what they're saying. They're chanting. One of the members, is it Parliament? Is it their Parliament or Congress? I don't know what it was. He was way up in their government.
He was up there. He is running. He is running for a member of like Parliament or his government.
Yeah, he had. What do you think that stadium was? 60,000?
More than that.
Probably more.
Way
we'll just
more
say
than
at least 80,000 people in there, and he is chanting with this like military beret.
He is the South African opposition. His name is Julius.
Oh, so
Malema.
He's running for. So is that opposition leader? So he's trying to be the president.
He's trying to be.
Okay.
His group is called the Economic Freedom Fighters.
Yeah. So they kind of have like the fist in the air deal, and they were singing this $80,000+ stadium, singing in a very aggressive chant: "Kill the Boer, shoot the farmer, shoot the Boer, kill the farmer." And they're like, they say it, whatever. Maybe I'll play it or something. But, dude, it's crazy. So what happens is this has been happening, and I remember seeing all those crosses down that was saying all these are farmers who have been killed, like murdered for their land, racially murdered for their land, which is crazy. And anyone can get on some weird bandwagon and say, well, now the tides have turned, or some weird gross response. But, if someone returned the let's make it really extreme. Hopefully we won't be censored, but the Holocaust situation. If you tried to say, well, that happened to us, so we're going to do that to someone else, you're going to say that's right, even if that is where we're at, right? Like that they had this coming or whatever. Are you kidding me? You're going to say one thing's wrong and not another? So that's crazy to see. Dude, it was at least 1,000.
Yeah, so
1,000?
And there's people claiming now, well, those crosses are for this... what do you call it? A big event that happened, like a clash.
No, it's people pulled over the side of the road, visiting their cross in a public display, mourning their loved one that was killed.
Yep. And
typically, it's the white man that has happened, and they've killed families. I've watched videos that I shouldn't have on X of it happening, so it's really happening.
It is real. Years ago at my job, I had a customer come in. Went to the man's house, spoke with him about things, and his family, He was from South Africa, him and his family.
Yeah.
They fled to here,
because
and now they own a big farm here.
Yeah.
But he said they fled because, and this was years ago. He said it was so dangerous there, they had to get security.
Yep.
Just to guard
I've heard
their
of this.
areas.
I have a friend, I haven't kept up with him in a few years, but he's South African, and he said that they had to start putting up security measures, like actual things people can't break in, fire retardant, paints, whatever, gates,
extra security doors,
sure,
like gates on gates.
They were very careful about when they left and how they left, and had all these contingency plans. And it's so simple that you could just be walking down the street in that area to the store or wherever, and because you're white, you're attacked by a mob. And I've actually seen that happen multiple times.
Yes,
so
I have seen it.
It is a thing. So to see Trump, and actually, you're about to say something.
Yeah. So during Trump's meeting with South African president,
yeah, man,
he had his whole team there. He even brought golfers from South Africa to show that he was.
Yeah. What type of comment was that? They wouldn't be here. He's like, they wouldn't be here if there was some genocide happening.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
He tried to do that.
Come on.
And one of the golfers said,
actually,
he said that one of my friends was killed.
Yeah. And he was talking about how many people, like, this is happening. Yeah. Maybe not to the, I can't say to what level, but it's definitely happening. People are scared.
Yes.
And that you could see the president of South Africa going, looking, like, you could see him like shifting on the chair and getting the edge of his seat.
And his team behind him over there didn't even look. They just
looked on the ground, and one was like smiling, but it was obviously embarrassment.
Yeah.
She was like stuck in a smuck.
It is.
Well, actually, you know what, guys? We want you to see it, so we're going to play it now, okay? So look.
Watch this.
We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Whatever you want to do, can we drop my membership from this useless parliament? Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Shoot to kill. Namaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, pa.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Sodi will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill. Namaza. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Shoot to kill. Namaza. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
All right. So wasn't that freaking nuts, dude? It's so crazy, because I'm sure it wasn't maybe like, I don't think that it was ever like this in history. I know there was slavery and bad stuff, and we did bad stuff as far as, racial things, but there's never been coverage of it. And dude, it doesn't, I want to even say, let me get off the race thing. The Houthis and the Hutus and the Tutsis, back that Hotel Rwanda, true story and great movie, sad, very sad movie. There's just genocidal stuff in between tribal nations.
Yes.
Because you had a last name, you came from this lineage, you're not pure. Maybe you have a little too much, color in your skin, or too dark. There has been a constant genocidal spirit of death just throughout Africa since I've ever even studied it. I mean, everywhere.
Yes,
I mean, we're talking Uganda, Libya, Rwanda, Kenya.
Nonstop.
Where else?
Yeah,
I mean, now South Africa.
To this day. And
so it's just, even with Maddie, to bring him up again, we were doing the Coney 20 whatever. He was taking child soldiers and taking over and just ethnic cleansing, Boko Haram.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we could name it people forever, and we're not well educated on that. So.
Yes, we could.
It's not just a white thing, but it's really easy to go, hey, they're the bad guys.
It's in that whole region.
Yeah.
It's still tribal. Tribes versus tribes,
sure.
like you just said.
Absolutely.
And because it's tribes versus tribes, there's no real leadership. And when there's no hierarchy, there's no leadership, there's no structure. That's what structure they have.
Did you see the corruption thing, or that was something that I just saw randomly?
You probably saw it randomly.
There was this thing where a leader of one of the I think it was a South African country area, said that corruption is not bad if you are benefiting from the corruption. And I was like,
oh, that's crazy.
What are you saying? And the guy in the background's like, he said something powerful, like, yes, I'm like, what? He's like, corruption is bad, but it's not bad if you are in it and benefiting. I'm like, what?
You are the one.
No, you're the corrupt dude. Like, stop this, dude. And it's just such a. He's
a really good farmer.
He's a great farmer. I think it's wrong to displace anyone. I think it's wrong to take anything. I don't know the arguments of historical
I do want
ownership.
to add to this South African thing.
I wish Joe was here. He could say something like really funny or off topic, and we can laugh.
Yeah,
but instead of being so serious. It is serious. It is serious, but he's really good at it.
He is. In South Africa, only 7.3% of the population is white.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest are everything else.
Yeah.
When you have a group being attacked at that rate.
Well, that's what the statistic was. They were saying, the black populace or black Africans are attacked at a higher rate than white Africans. Well, I understand, but per capita, it's 7. There are 7 times. I think it may even more.
It's probably more than that.
I thought it was 7 times more attacks on the white populace, who only makes up 7%.
Yes.
Versus the black on black crime, I guess, is what black African on black African crime. I don't know how you would say that.
And that's
otherwise.
why most people are like the news.
Yeah.
Outlets are saying there's no genocide going on right now.
There is. If you single out a group of people on race, color, creed, etc., that's genocide, man. I mean, look it up. That's what it means. So, yeah, they're wanting to cleanse them and take their land.
And, what's really bad about this, the 7.3% is they pretty much have over 70% of all farmlands under them.
Sure.
If they're gone, who's going to take that over?
Yeah, who's going to take over the farm? I kind of want to know the history behind all that, because I'm not justifying anything that has been taken. Yeah. I'm just saying that doesn't mean you can go kill people, kill their families, and burn their farms. I would like to have some more information on that. So if you know anything from South Africa, please give us something helpful. Don't be rude on here. Tell us what you think for sure. But don't be rude on here and start discord. Just tell us the facts. Tell us what we're missing. Or just tell us some things that we got right. We'd like to know that. I would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Anthony's like, I don't really. He's like, I'll take Reddit. We're good. Actually, Reddit's a great place to learn things.
It is.
And especially they're very left-leaning. So if it kind of leans to the right, then you know it's real.
There's just so much involved in this.
We don't know the history. But it doesn't mean that you can do this to anyone. Mm-hmm. And I really do appreciate Trump. I don't really like someone ambushing someone ever, but I do like how Trump brought it to his face like that, where he can't deny. And he just sat there in the most uncomfortable way.
The South African president said this a little bit ago. He said that sitting next to Trump, it felt like there was someone with real power next to him.
Well, he does have real power,
and he's real power.
From what I can tell, we are the most powerful nation in the world. We are turning back towards God versus turning our back on God, and I don't think that Trump's perfect at all, and I don't think anyone is, but I think he definitely isn't. But I do appreciate how for his where he's at in life and spiritually, he definitely pushes the name of Jesus. Even his press secretary said it yesterday or the day before. I heard her say the kids were asking, hey, what religion is Trump on Bring Your Kids to Work Day? And her response was, well, he is a Christian and he believes that Jesus died for our sins. And I was like, we have the White House press secretary saying that. That's like, why has this been such an alienated thing in our country? So I do think we're going to see a lot of positive growth and a lot of pushback because the media doesn't like to tell the truth, and they definitely don't like Jesus most of the time, which is a problem, and I hope it changes.
Yeah, there's always going to be a huge pushback on that.
Yeah, but it's evil.
Yes.
We're talking about the evil things of the world. Like we've
100%,
got people getting, like, bro, some South Africans are the coolest people I've ever met in my life, dude. Even the way they talk from Blood Diamond and stuff. Come on, man. It's great.
It's like, I'm looking at something real quick, and
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk standing
was
right
there because he's South African. Just dude,
like this,
if he could laser beam that dude, he would have.
So
actually, he could probably.
The white population in South Africa went from 22% now to 7.3.
Holy cow! And do we know the timeline?
Within like 30 years.
30 years, okay.
30 years or so.
So they're just progressively moving out or being killed, or both?
Probably both.
That's
but
crazy.
Talking about Trump real quick to add to that.
Yeah.
He is the only president directly confronting
anyone
right to their face.
He confronted Zelensky, whether I like how that went or not. Yeah, he confronts people, dude.
Zelensky, the UK prime minister, that Curl, or whatever his name is. The South African president, he's just going after anyone.
And he's shaking hands with people who have been alienated from us, maybe for good reason or not. Yeah. Dude, walking across the DMZ, I'll still never forget watching that. I watched that live. I was like, this dude just crazy. Shook hands with him and then put his hand behind his back and tapped
into his country
and walked across the DMZ and was welcomed. I was like, this man did
something.
Sucks in a lot of weird ways, but like the way he talks over people and acts and name calls, but he's able to break barriers, man.
Quick.
Very quick.
Yeah, very quick.
Very quick.
Being one of the guards watching that, just like,
can you imagine?
What do we do?
Selector switch from safe to semi.
What do we do?
And can you imagine Secret Service going, the little guy with the backpack and the button? It's just crazy that and then with the Emirates, what he did, that's a crazy trip, dude.
Oh, that whole trip was awesome. It really put America on the map.
How many trillion? It was over 4.
It was all investments going to total about 10 trillion
just from that trip.
Think about anyone talking to him, not just the major companies, but every single individual who came to Trump for investments.
I think the video that we're going to do, I don't know if it's going to be it might be before this one, either way, before this or after this one, is going to be about the big, beautiful bill.
Yes.
And that has so much to do with it. It's like raising the debt ceiling to 4 trillion. But if you're saying 10 trillion in one little, nothing.
Nothing.
And it's self-sustaining from my understanding.
You'll hear about that in a little bit.
Yep.
On the next video, probably, or before. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't.
We have
get a bag and shake it up. But these are all very relative topics that are kind of exploding. I mean, we didn't even talk about that trip that would be a good one. It's kind of a week ago, but man, that was crazy.
No, they were a lot
and
of
he was
crazy
smart.
Stuff.
They asked him what was his favorite country, and he said, I can't really say that honestly because each of them brought so much honor and respect to our country. Mm-hmm. It was phenomenal. I mean, they had their arms wide open.
Oh, it was awesome. The whole thing was awesome.
Qatar giving us the plane was probably icing,
awesome.
baby.
That's just give it to us.
Yeah, I think that's his favorite. Why he sits on that jet
with
with all those microphones that they embedded in the seats.
Actually, I read on that. That Boeing or that Qatar Boeing was not given to them by them. It was given to them, but it was purchased through America.
You're saying that Boeing was an American Boeing?
Yes.
Which it would always be an American
Boeing.
But they purchased it from America and Trump.
Yes.
So no nefarious activities.
Pretty
Secret
much.
Service went over it.
Yes.
Got
Trump's
it. Cool.
Put
That's
it
good to know. I didn't know that. Is it a new one?
Brand new. Trump said he's going to change out Air Force One with that one.
How much was this puppy?
400 something. It was a lot.
Million?
400 million, yeah.
Million?
I think 400 million.
I think so. Because what the F-35 program was, what, 35 billion? No, 30 something.
Something. But no, this is 400 million for this, and they're going to upgrade it, you know. But guys, yeah,
awesome.
Kill the Boer.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Insane,
Trump is
dude.
taking the immigrants over from there, which is
they're
awesome.
chanting. You saw it. They're chanting. It's crazy.
It is,
and that's
insane.
over and over and over in session after session.
It's a real thing that's happening, and it's hopefully.
Isn't it crazy though? Isn't it crazy to see, like, we always talk about this closet racism, or this could be this, or labeling, slapping stuff on genocide, or all these things, but to see it actually occurring in full force with no shame. I've never seen anything like that, man.
Oh no, not like that. Not in stadiums.
Yeah,
with like 100,000 people. Just
I'm not even sure the guy over World War II on the bad side, the Axis powers, I'm not sure that he even said stuff like that out loud to that level. I don't think so.
No, with that.
This
this
is crazy. Yeah, hiding it, being careful, tactical. Yeah. They are just straight.
Yeah. And you're seeing some crazy
I've never seen anything like that. It's shocking.
Guys,
shocking. You're done.
It was shocking.
We're done.
We're done with this one.
We're done.
Till the next
Anthony's
video.
done. We're done.
Yes.
He's like,
dude,
I get it. I can tell when he's ready to get off the phone. Like within 5 minutes, I've strung it out for 5 minutes. It's so funny, dude.
Keep
I
going.
love it. I know.
It's so awesome.
I know. It's great. He's like, all right, man. Well, just keep going.
Just keep going.
Love you. We miss you, Joe. Come back. Don't touch
Drop
me,
a
man.
like. Subscribe for more. Drop any comments for future videos.
Bromance. Hey, seriously, let us know what you thought about that. That's some crazy stuff. If you have serious experiences on this, let us know. Do not be rude in the comments. Be productive. Thank you. We appreciate it. We'll read them all. We'll respond to them all. And, hey, we got Patreon and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Sign up, man. We've got some sponsorships on the way. It's great. We're growing. We're just blessed, and we love it. Thank you so much for supporting us. Seriously.
Till next time, guys.
We'll see you.
See ya.
Bye.